my most important encounter was when I went out to get my champagne. And he asked me, why I was getting the champagne. And I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he said, oh, but the numbers are so close. I said, I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are there. She's taking this election. And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right?
Laughing at us.
And I didn't care. I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home.
That's why they lost.
Hey guys, the elections are finally over and everyone has their own opinion. Some people claim that nothing will change regardless of who is in power, others expect that Trump will significantly impact their quality of life for better or worse. In the months leading up to the election, it seemed like everyone was going crazy. Suddenly, everyone talks about tariffs and reproductive rights. Even stars are endorsing candidates and getting involved in politics.
$10 million for Beyonce.
You almost couldn't escape the subject. It was everywhere. Judging by the enormous amount of attention the presidential election is getting, it's easy to think that it must be a life-changing event. That's why I understand that many people feel disappointed when they realize that their day-to-day lives keep stagnating. One of the major reasons why ordinary people aren't affected by the election is that the differences between both parties are minimal. Most issues do have very strict solutions. The only issues that are up for debate are issues regarding redistribution of wealth and moral questions like reproductive rights. In other words, most people agree on like 95% of issues, and the few things that are up for debate might not affect you. At least in America, this is the case. Especially since both parties are friendly towards the same country. It would be a different story if one party would be downright communist and the other would be ethno-nationalistic, but right now that's not the case. Now, does that mean that nothing will change under Trump? No! We already saw the stock market going up. Tesla and Bitcoin had huge gains. But also most other American companies benefited. Furthermore, it seems like Trump will do anything he can to get more manufacturing jobs into America. This will affect like 0.1% of the population, but it's better than nothing. Do these changes justify all the buzz around the election? Of course not, but think about it differently. All you have to do is fill out a paper every 4 years. That's nothing. If you really break it down, the election might not change your life significantly, but on the other hand, you don't really have to do much. In my opinion, voting is definitely worth it. Getting politically involved to support one party definitely isn't. If you become a voluntary activist, all you do is making half of the population hate you in exchange for basically nothing.
I think the Earth is round or flat.
I know we didn't go to the moon.
Anyone, including men, can mother.
No.
Even if your candidate wins, getting your name burned by associating with a party and spending all that time campaigning just isn't worth it. Many of the Trump supporters that are most vocal get nothing but hate and maybe a good job kid from their local candidate. That's it. My opinion is this: don't expect anything from politicians, don't associate yourself for free with one candidate publicly. But voting is low effort, and if you are lucky you even get a good return like rising stock prices. But why does the election turn some people into absolute idiots? It's because the election is a major event, and like in every major event, idiots are participating.
Charlie's my dead cat. She's inside of Owen right now. I want to take her outside of Owen and put her...
And many people just can't think for themselves. They believe everything the media tells them. This election reached an absolute negative highlight when pop star Cardi B was standing on stage for 1 minute doing nothing because her teleprompter wasn't working, waiting for someone to hand her a smartphone so she can read what she has to say to endorse Kamala Harris.
1 second, guys, 1 second. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here. Thank you. I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth.
But if you think about who the campaigns are directed at, it's only logical that this happens. Most intelligent people already formed their political opinions. They don't decide who they vote for 3 weeks before an election. It's the people that think, oh, what would Beyoncé do, that are still undecided. And that's really the tragedy of democracy. It's the tyranny of the average. Those people that are really well-read, respectful, and rational just get outnumbered. Even Elon Musk knows that. This meme is really telling. Even Elon Musk thinks that many Trump supporters are idiots, and he is probably right. You can say what you want about Elon, but he is a smart guy. He sold software when he was only 12 to companies, he has an in-depth knowledge of rockets and car manufacturing, and he was one of the best Quake players when he was young.
You don't even need a cold gas thruster system. You already have hot gas.
But this is only for the booster, right?
Yes. Although arguably, now you mention it, we might be wise to do this for the ship too. We're gonna fix that.
Jeez.
I'd say that's like one of the biggest improvements that we've made.
But he has every right to be skeptical of society. You see, when he was in school he got viciously bullied. He got beaten up so bad that he had to spend several weeks in the hospital. What does that say about human nature, that one of the smartest minds of our time got almost beaten to death by an angry low IQ mob? And then after the election we had the 4B movement coming over from Korea to the United States.
I hope you Republicans are happy because I'm about to become so fucking gay. It's unbelievable. If you guys think that I'm ever touching a man again, you got another fucking gay thing coming. Oh, you voted for Trump because you wanted to bring back traditional American family values? I'm about to munch so much box that if you were in my vicinity, you would go up in flames.
Women participating in this movement shave their heads and stop dating men out of protest against the patriarchy. It's ridiculous, but what do you expect when women grow up in society which tells them from a young age that white men are evil and that they are the victims? It's really funny when those completely delusional women get confronted by completely delusional Sigma males. Here is an example of a guy that thinks he is on top of the dating hierarchy.
Why would I help a man get on his feet if there are men who are already standing up?
Oh, darling, I got some bad news for you. You see, as one of those men who's gotten on his feet, probably has more money in the bank than you'll make in 3 lifetimes, has been very successful, the question you really need to be asking is not why would you help a man get on his feet, but why would a man who's on his feet want anything to do with you?
What you also often hear after an election is that the winning candidate says something like, "We need to move closer together." Meaning the left and right should try to get along. Of course, that never happens. The only times in which people are moving closer together is in a hardcore crisis or after a war. Because people don't learn before something bad happens. Like there was this guy, which people called Lieutenant Dan. He is a homeless person from Tampa that stayed in his boat during the hurricane.
Goes down, I can swim, but I'm not gonna go somewhere else and leave the boat here because this is everything I own right now.
People online were losing their shit. They made a GoFundMe for him, offered him streaming deals, wanted to buy him a new boat. But what did Dan do? Take drugs during live streams, called people the N-word, and even admitted that the boat was stolen. The guy came straight out of prison, and every rational thinking person instantly knew that he probably isn't the greatest guy, but the normies on TikTok had to find out the hard way. You can't help them. It wasn't all bad though. The exit polls showed that many Latino men voted conservative.
I said whenever Democrats have to depend on white women for the vote, they're in trouble.
We'll lose. It's a loser. It's a loser every time.
I didn't expect that. This is the first time that Mexican men voted majorly Republican. All other trends stayed the same. White people voted Republican, non-white people voted Democratic. Black women love Kamala, Christian men without college degrees love Trump. Since white people are becoming fewer relative to other races, I still think that sooner or later the United States will become a leftist country. But the incredible awakening of Latinos certainly made it much harder for the Democrats to take over. But even if the Democrats aren't elected, Trump won't change the current trend. His cabinet consists of neocons that all love the same country, and the media and universities is still controlled by Marxists. So I wouldn't expect much, but it's better than nothing, especially when you are invested in the stock market.